Broadcasting from Silicon Valley, California, this is Conversations with Jennylyn.
Thank you for watching Conversations with Jennylyn. Greetings to you wherever you are in the world, and thank you for continuing to watch my show. Today, my guest is a return guest and one of my favorites because he has passion like me for helping people. That is so important to me, which is why I enjoy the time I spend with him. He's the research inventor of Scalar Light and Energy, and he's helping people around the world using this. And it's not just a false claim, because he will share the evidence with us as we continue with today's interview. Welcome once more, Tom.
Always a profound pleasure to be on your show. Thank you, Jennylyn.
I always enjoy the time I spend with you because you are not just someone who is sitting across from me telling me how much you want to change the world and help people, but you actually come and share the evidence of what you are doing with us. So today, your focus is going to be on missionaries around the world.
Yes.
And how they are using your scalar light to help people. Do you want to tell us how they're doing that?
Yes. Well, let me give the audience a background. I work with an energy known as scalar energy. Some people call that chi, prana, 0-point energy. It's not electricity. So I've developed instruments that control this energy, scalar energy or 0-point energy. And with it, when we're working with people around the world, we work exclusively by way of a photograph of a person or a photograph of an animal. Now, keep in mind, this is not electricity, does not behave like electricity. So I can work with people and animals remotely by way of their photograph. Some people call that quantum healing. So to cut to the chase, we are now working with Christian missionaries and social activists around the world who will send us photographs of people or send us photographs, say, of livestock. And in so doing, we're able to take their photographs of people and livestock and place them inside this scalar energy instrument. And some of the functions that the scalar energy instrument is capable of, it's able to create or balance their micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. The instruments are able to balance the brain waves or the chakras. That's really an emotional support. That's a psychological support for so many people. And we've also discovered that these instruments have the ability to break down microbes, to fragment microbes or germs. So let me review. These instruments can create, assemble nutrients. They can balance the 7 chakras, or they can break apart microbes. Now, this is cutting edge technology. It's never been done before that I know of. I've never seen anybody on the internet doing this. Why? Because I have unique scalar energy instruments. These are custom built instruments. And I've developed this process as a researcher. And I have to really underscore the fact that I work remotely by way of photographs. Meaning what? That I can work with anybody in the world, or any farm animal for that matter in the world, by way of their photograph. So with all of that in consideration, I think this is an excellent way for us to improve human health and animal health, to do so at pennies on the dollar, very inexpensively, and to be able to do it by way of a photograph. So it's no obstacle for anybody in the world to submit a photograph of themselves, family members, or farm animals, or for that matter, their pets. So we're going to try and consider how we're presently working with Christian missionaries around the world. I'm going to hold up a collage as an example. This is simply an example. Christian missionaries and social activists will send me a collage like this. And you could see you could fit 40, 50 people on a collage. I would literally take this collage and place it inside the scalar energy instrument. And then the scalar energy instrument would locate each person and send scalar energy to them. This is on the quantum level now. So by way of a collage, you can easily treat 100, 1,000, 10,000 people a day. Now, for instance, I had collages that I'm working with from India. And today I probably worked with at least 20,000 people in India.
Wow.
And yes, and these were sent to me by Christian missionaries and by activists, social activists in India. So in one day, I can easily work with 20,000 people in India and do what? I can assemble nutrients, I can balance their chakras, and I could rid them, I could fragment the microbes, the pathogens that they're suffering from. Now, again, once again, to really underscore the matter, this is new, it's different, it's never been done before. So what I propose is that people take a look at our website, and we offer anybody in the world free sessions on our website. Because this is so groundbreaking and so new, I offer to anybody in the world 15 days of free sessions on our website. You have to experience it. It's like going to a new restaurant. How do you know how the food is unless you experience and eat the food? So, by way of analogy, visit our website. Anybody in the world can sign up. Their entire family will work with you. We'll treat your photograph for 15 days for free and include your pets. And if you're a farmer and you have farm animals, include your horses, your chickens, your cows, include your entire all your livestock. Why not? So the website is scalarlight.com, scalarlight.com. Now, with this thought in mind, what I would really like to do is frankly heal the world, not only people, but animals. And in the future, I envision a global healing ministry in which people and animals, pets and livestock will come to us. And my design is to heal the world. So on balance, for the most part, I have to be able and willing to treat the world for free. There's a lot of people in the world that don't have money. For instance, the people in India that I'm working with, the 20,000 people from India that I worked with today, I'm working with them pro bono. Many of those people are in abject poverty. So if you view this video in the future, I want you to consider what we're doing. And if this resonates with you, if you know of Christian missionaries around the world or social activists who want to present to us a collage so that we could work with people free of charge or farm animals free of charge, do so. Visit the website, scalarlight.com. Do your homework, do your due diligence, if you will. And if this, again, makes sense, if it resonates with you, reach out to us. Because I would love to work with other Christian missionaries around the world and to make an impact. There's millions of people who are sick, and many of them are really suffering from what I would call chronic conditions. So with this thought in mind, the purpose of this interview is to introduce to the world this driving ideal that I have to heal the world, And one of the ways we do that is through your existing network. If you have a church or you have an organization or you work with a group of social activists, I want to work through that existing structure. I don't want to recreate the wheel, so to speak. So with your organization in mind, come to me, approach me. I will work according to your dictate. I will work according to your corporate structure, according to your structure of your church or your charity. But to be quite blunt, it's a shame that this invention, that this technology is not being used in a much broader sense. We have the means to help people by way of a photograph. These instruments, to titillate the audience, these instruments could easily work with 10 million photographs a day. We could easily work with 10 million people a day by way of their photograph. Now, I've never received 10 million photographs in one day, but I can tell you over the past 3 to 4 years, we've probably worked with at least 100 million people around the world, probably closer now to 200 million people around the world. And these photographs keep coming in. Again, we have a website in which we accept photographs for free, no questions asked. So there are many people taking advantage of our 15-day trial on the website. So I know I've said a lot, so let me just try and encapsulate my thoughts. I work with scalar energy instruments. These are unique, they're custom built. I'm not working with electricity or magnetism. I'm working with a different energy spectrum, 0 point energy or the longitudinal waves. It's a scalar energy instrument. The instrument works exclusively by way of photographs of people, animals, plants, etc. And people can send us photographs via our website, and we'll work with anybody in the world for free, 15 days for free. Include your family members. And again, the website is scalarlight.com. And then with this if you will, groundswell of support, I envision this simply to be a grassroots effort. With this groundswell of support, then eventually this is going to catch on, and people are going to say, well, there's merit to this. If the proof is in the pudding, if you feel better, and if we see that your medical condition improves, then the proof is in the pudding. Only you can judge that. So Jennylyn has been so kind to offer her platform to promulgate this global healing ministry and to get the word out. I thank you again. Consider what I'm saying. Again, I'm not asking you for a penny. I'm not asking you to put yourself out. I'm simply asking you to visit the website, sign up for the 15-day free trial. If that makes sense, after the 15-day trial, approach me and tell me what your design is to heal the world. And I will eventually start accepting many collages on a daily basis from churches, charities, missionaries per se, social activists around the world.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Sure, go ahead.
Do the pictures have to be laid out nicely like that, or can they just send you a group of pictures?
I would prefer a group of pictures, and I'll tell you why. You know, if we're going to start working with millions of people around the world, we have to be smart. I cannot print 1 million photographs. So this is why I envision a group photograph, a collage. A collage is what I prefer. Now, you can miniaturize those photographs. So on a piece of paper, you could easily send me 1,000 or 2,000 people. But that comes in the coaching that I will give to these Christian missionaries. That will be in the coaching that I give to these social activists. So the first thing is visit the website. Sign up for the 15-day free trial. Put your entire church, your entire family, put your entire organization on the 15-day trial, and then you pray upon it and you decide if this is of merit. And then if so, we'll take it the next step and we'll try to start working with regions around the world. Maybe if you live in Sao Paulo, and you could go out to the people in Brazil and start tell them about scalar energy and take their photograph. Great. I'd be happy to work with 5,000 people a day from Sao Paulo. I'd be happy to work with 5,000 people a day from Hong Kong. I am a researcher. I'm one man. I cannot travel around the world taking photographs. I need your help to do that. And again, this is going to be free. I'm going to extend the healing ministry for those in need. If you don't have the money, that's okay. God's gonna take care of it. We're doing this to honor God. So that's a lot to consider. Let's take this step one and get people at least to visit the website and sign up for the 15-day free trial.
Question for you. I'm sure you're aware of all the people, just dying on some of the streets in India from COVID.
Yep.
How do you feel knowing that you could help these people? And would the scalar light help them if they're in the middle of a COVID attack?
Yeah, and this is part of the impetus. Jennylyn and I have been speaking about this during the entire pandemic. Now, I'll state this and I'll let you draw your own conclusion. I've worked with over 100,000 people during the pandemic, and the people I'm working with are healthy. They're healthy. I've been able to work with people throughout the pandemic, and nobody's been rushed to the hospital while they're under the scalar session. So it's become very clear to me that we could do so much more. Now, as we're recording this is May of 2021, and the COVID-19 virus is wreaking havoc upon the country of India. And it does break my heart that a greater number of people do not avail themselves of the free sessions. Just visit the website and upload your photographs. So it's foolish. This is a gift from God. We are wasting the gift from God. Again, I'm ready, willing, and able to work with everybody in the world for free, if that's what it takes. And it's not expensive. Everybody has a cell phone. You can take a photograph and upload your photograph to our website for free. So what's the impediment? What's the obstacle? Lack
Let
of
me tell
knowledge.
you, lack of
Lack of
knowledge.
knowledge.
And there's so many scams going around in the world today that people are probably afraid if they send you their photograph, that you may use it. I can't imagine what you would do with it. Well, I know of a lot of things you can do with people's photographs. I know it's been done with mine. So maybe people have fears about sending a photograph to someone they don't know. And it sounds so simple. It's too good to be true. When something comes across our lives that is too good to be true, we immediately step back and go, okay, what's in it for you?
Right. I
So
get
I'm
that.
asking you, and I'm a skeptic now, going,
Yeah.
okay, you want to heal me for nothing. You want me to send you my photograph
Mhm.
and you'll heal me at no charge. Why?
I'm a Christian. I want to help people. My design in life is not to make money, to be famous. My design is to do the will of God. And this is my motivation. This is my, if you will, overarching desire. And I really want to see the world improve. And I have a gift that could help so many millions, billions of people. Eventually, we're going to start working with 1 billion, 2 billion people a year. Once this catches on, we'll receive on any day 500,000 photographs a day. I'm convinced of that. Now, the key behind all of this is you have to pray and you have to discern. Go to the website, visit the website. If you're really that curious, reach out to me and I'll speak to you on the phone. And pray, discern. I want you to decide if this is of God, and I want you to decide if you're being called to this healing ministry. It's so simple. It's I guess it's deceptively simple, but that's where we stand today as of May 2021.
What is impeding the growth at this time, in your opinion and your
Well,
experience?
very good question. Lack of faith. Lack of faith. People don't believe. Very little faith. Lack of faith in such technology that could help us. Lack of faith that God would be able to manifest himself through this light. I firmly believe that scalar energy, by the way, is divine light. It's not electricity. So I'm working with what I consider to be the light of God, the light of Jesus. I believe it's divine in character.
So let me ask you, why can't you blindly just send it on a country? For example, you know that India is, like you said earlier, COVID is raving havoc on India. Can't you blindly just send light to India? It
Now,
doesn't work that way.
no, what you actually need a photograph of their skin. So if I'm holding up a collage, and this collage, we see photograph of people and their skin is revealed, that's what the photograph needs to be. Some photograph of their anatomy. And then you can't take a satellite photograph of a country. You actually have to take a photograph up close. So what some Christian missionaries have done, and I've seen this a great deal in Africa, Christian missionaries will go from town to town and take photographs of entire villages. Or they'll take a photograph of a congregation, a church congregation, which is it's quite inspiring. But you still have to go out there and meet the people, explain to the people what you're doing, then consolidate the people in a church choir, or consolidate the people on, let's say, bleachers at the soccer stadium, and then take everybody's photograph at the soccer stadium. It takes work, it takes effort. And we have humanitarian outreaches around the world. We have Christian missionaries around the world doing this. I am saying that the day will come that we will be working with 1 billion people a year, without equivocation. I know that's going to happen. So those of you who view this recording, again, we're recording this in May of 2021. India is in the throes of the COVID-19 pandemic. I wish we could help a greater number of people, but to quote the Bible, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. That's the sad point today. People just are not aware as to what we can do with this gift from God. So hopefully this interview will help to once again stir the imagination of some people. Some people will have the heart, the compassion to reach out to me. Don't be bashful. If you're sincere, I'm sincere. If you're a Christian missionary or a social activist, if you're a humanitarian, let's go. Let's go. Approach me.
And Tom, for somebody watching this and listening to you and I, like, what are those two idiots talking about? You can't just heal people with a photograph because it's very difficult to wrap your head around that concept.
Yeah.
We've been raised in a world where it's medicine for illness, right? And you're sitting there saying, I just need your photograph and I can heal you. How can you show that you have healed people? What evidence do you have to show that you've prevented people from getting COVID or healed them when they had COVID just by using a photograph?
That's an excellent question. The evidence I have is from the testimonies of people. Now, keep in mind, I'm not working with electricity, so I cannot prove my work by the electromagnetic theory. Scalar energy is not electricity, so I cannot prove scalar energy by way of electromagnetic energy. They're two different energies. So the only way that I can prove this is if people go to the website and they read the testimonies, or that they sign up for the 15-day trial and they feel better. Now, I could present to the audience diagnostic test results, but that still doesn't prove how a photograph can receive the energy. People have sent me blood work and they say, Tom, I feel better. My blood work is excellent. But can you prove that, so to speak, by Newtonian physics? No, I'm not working with Newtonian physics. So this is a new physics. This is a new science, and it cannot be proven by Newtonian physics. I want to make that very clear. In other words, the apple cannot prove the orange cannot prove the apple. The apple is the apple, the orange is the orange. These are two different paradigms. So this is why I want everybody in the world to sign up for the 15-day free trial, to explore this new technique, this new science, and then the audience has to make a subjective decision whether this works or not.
So
this cannot be proven by Western medicine. You cannot prove this by Western medicine. So
you're just asking people to trust you, basically.
Yes, essentially I am, sure.
Right. And so you have shared with me, because this is not our first interview, some of the diseases that you have cured using the scalar light. Would you like to share with my viewing audience who've not seen the previous interviews?
Sure.
The many diseases you've cured using scalar light.
Well, one of the profound abilities of these instruments is we're able to destroy, if you will, we're able to destroy viruses, bacteria, fungi. Now, we do all of that by way of a person's photograph. Now, after I work with people, people will essentially have a diagnostic test, or they'll tell me that they're no longer infected. Now, all of that rings true, but it can only be proven by their subjective analysis. I cannot prove that because I'm not with that person. I've never met most of the people. So again, you cannot prove this by Newtonian physics or by Western medicine. I simply can give you the before and after. People come to me and they say, Tom, I have the herpes virus. After I work with them, after I treat their photograph, they no longer have the herpes virus. But this technique is so new, it's again, groundbreaking research that modern day science Newtonian physics cannot explain what I'm doing because it's not Newtonian physics that I'm practicing.
So this is a brand new concept to the world.
Yes.
And are you the only practitioner of scalar light and energy now that you know of?
In this vein, yes. There are other people who are experimenting with scalar energy, but I know that nobody has my custom built instruments because I custom built them. And hence nobody has this custom built approach. My approach is unique. So I would say I'm the only person in the world with this customized approach to human and animal health.
Do you believe that you were divinely inspired
Yes.
in the construction of this instrument?
Yes, by all means. Jennylyn, I consider this to be the modern day equivalent of the Ark of the Covenant. I believe the Ark of the Covenant was a scalar energy vessel. And I believe in many ways I have what I would consider to be the modern day equivalent of the Ark of the Covenant.
Well, I'm going to ask you this question only because I know that there are a lot of people in India that would probably benefit from what you're offering, but they're not Christians. So tell them what the Ark of the Covenant is.
Sure, it was a holy vessel that that the Israelites venerated, and it served to liberate Israel from the bondage of Pharaoh. And today I want to use this modern day equivalent of the Ark of the Covenant to deliver people from the bondage of disease, spiritual, mental, physical disease.
Thank you. So you clearly have a lot to offer, but convincing people that you have this ability to help them is proving to be a problem, because we've all been raised in a world that has a completely different approach to healing illnesses. And to just claim that all you need is a person's photograph and you can heal them from a disease almost sounds crazy. I know, because that's the word that people use to describe things often that don't resonate with them. And if you're watching this show and you don't do that, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people, because I used to be that way too. If something didn't make sense to me, I just dismissed it. But I had a very rude awakening to having an open mind and not knocking something unless I checked it out. But the world needs something like that. And I know that what you're offering is true, because you've healed me and my home. I mean, not that I had any illness that I needed healing from, but you've raised my energy. I really don't get ill since you've been treating me. I've noticed that. So I believe what you're saying. But then again, I'm also a Christian. I believe in God, and I hear from him and his Holy Spirit. So what you're saying resonates with me for more reason than one. What can we do now? You're putting the information out there. You are saying go to your website, load your photograph, and send it to you, and then you begin the treatments. What else is required from someone, for
Nothing.
example, in another country, after they've submitted the photograph? What else is required from them to remain proactive, if anything?
Okay. Once you sign up for the 15-day free trial, we will send you daily emails. So include your email address. Those daily emails will explain to you, will educate you as to what to expect and as to the nature of the scalar energy sessions. After the 15-day sessions, if you're convinced that this works, if you're convinced you want to work with me, then contact me. And I will work with you hand in hand. And as a humanitarian gesture to the world, we will start working in designated areas around the world. You're going to have to put forth a work effort, because you're going to have to go out and speak to people and take their photographs. And then you'll start sending me their photographs, and I'll start working with them pro bono for free.
So you're saying that, like the people in India, we know we hear of a lot of poverty in India. So I would imagine a lot of people there won't be able to afford payment.
Correct.
And are you offering this free to the people in that part of the world?
If necessary, I'll treat everybody in India for free, all 1.2, 1.3 billion people. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes, Jennylyn. I made that promise to Jesus Christ and the Blessed Virgin Mary a long time ago. If I have to treat everybody in India for free, then let's do it.
So what else haven't I asked you that you want to make sure people are aware of?
No, let's just keep it short and to the point. And I appreciate this platform, Jennylyn, and let's hope that people are inspired, that God inspires them, and that they see the merit of this. This is a simple way to address human health and animal health. And I would hope that people would share this video And then we would see a groundswell of support for this global healing ministry. Don't be bashful. Write to me. Get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me through the website. I'll respond.
And Tom, last thing before I go, you said you also cure funguses and you cure lots of, what diseases are you incapable of curing using this light? This is something people should know so that
Sure.
if that's their complaint, they don't send that to you.
Okay, let me not overstate this. So the instruments are designed to break down microbes, germs, viruses, bacteria, fungi. We can break apart viruses, bacteria, and fungi. That's our specialty. That's what this instrument has been calibrated to do. So let's just keep it at pathogenic disease, microbial infection. I can help you. And again, since I'm working with your photograph, I don't diagnose. I don't claim this is a medical device. It's not, because I'm working with your photograph. It's a different way of looking at reality. It's a different dimension. So the best thing to do is simply sign up for the 15-day program and see if your health is benefiting.
You can't get any simpler than that.
No. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching Conversations with Jennylyn. I'm so happy to share Tom with you. So many people in the world are suffering, and especially in the United States, medical care is tremendously expensive if you haven't got it. So if you're suffering, I would encourage you to reach out to Tom with your photograph, because he's already said if you have no money, he's willing to help you for free. And he's not especially doing this for money, but you have to have money to keep a business going. So if you're someone who feel inspired and encouraged by what Tom has shared, feel free to go to his website. And your website, Tom?
Scalarlight.com.
Simple. It's so simple. Scalarlight.com, and load your photograph and pay attention when Tom begins your treatment to see if what he is doing is making a difference in your life. And once again, I try always to bring you the best and to make your life better in whatever small way I can. And hopefully doing this is playing a part in your life in some way. If you've enjoyed this segment, please hit like, subscribe, and I will see you next time with another great guest. Thank you.
Broadcasting from Silicon Valley, California, this is Conversations with Jennylyn.